Did you know that 70% of employees say they're more likely to stay at a company because of a great leader? Or that businesses with strong leadership are 13 times more likely to outperform their competitors? Yet, despite these facts, most people still don't understand what truly makes a leader great. In this video, we're going to uncover the surprising qualities that separate average leaders from exceptional ones. You'll learn why listening can be more powerful than speaking, how embracing failure can actually boost your success, and why a great leader doesn't always need a title to lead. But here's the kicker: it's not about being born with special traits. Leadership is something you can develop through simple, yet often overlooked strategies. Stick around, because we're diving into the secrets that can transform the way you lead, and help you become the kind of leader people will follow anywhere. Chapter 1. The Power of Listening. The Untold Superpower. Great leadership starts with one powerful tool that's often overlooked: listening. Most people assume that leaders are meant to be great speakers. But the best leaders are, in fact, amazing listeners. Listening allows leaders to fully understand their team's needs, concerns, and strengths. Studies show that effective listening leads to more engaged employees and higher productivity. According to Gallup, employees who feel their opinions are heard are 4.6 times more likely to feel empowered to do their best work. But there's more to listening than simply hearing words. Active listening requires focus, empathy, and patience. It's not just about nodding along while someone speaks, it's about absorbing the message. When leaders listen actively, they build trust and respect. This trust can drive a team toward incredible results. Another secret? Listening allows leaders to spot potential problems early. It's like having a radar that helps you detect issues before they snowball. When people feel heard, they're more likely to share creative ideas and solutions. Great leaders use these insights to make smarter decisions. So, how can you improve your listening skills? Start by giving your full attention to the speaker. Avoid distractions and let them finish before responding. Ask open-ended questions to get more details and clarify anything that's unclear. Your team will appreciate this level of attention, and the results will speak for themselves. Chapter 2. Embracing the Uncomfortable. How true growth happens. Growth only happens when we step out of our comfort zones. Great leaders understand this and aren't afraid to face uncomfortable situations. They know that growth doesn't happen in the safety of routine. It happens when you challenge yourself and others. It's easy to avoid discomfort, but doing so only limits progress. According to research from the Harvard Business Review, leaders who embrace discomfort are 33% more likely to lead teams that are more innovative and adaptable. A prime example of this is Steve Jobs. He pushed his team to create groundbreaking products by constantly challenging the status quo. Jobs' leadership style often made employees uncomfortable, but it led to the creation of the iPhone, one of the most revolutionary products in tech history. Facing discomfort builds resilience. When leaders tackle tough situations head-on, they set a powerful example for their teams. Employees are more likely to take risks, think outside the box, and innovate when they see their leaders do the same. In fact, a study by Gallup found that teams led by resilient leaders are 50% more likely to perform at a high level. But embracing discomfort doesn't just mean taking on big challenges. It's also about having difficult conversations. Whether it's giving feedback or addressing a team conflict, great leaders are comfortable with uncomfortable moments. They don't shy away from these situations because they know that dealing with them head-on leads to growth and improvement. Incorporating discomfort into your leadership journey can be a game changer. Start by seeking feedback from your team, volunteering for challenging projects, and putting yourself in situations where you might fail. You'll be amazed at how these experiences build your leadership muscle. Before we dive into Chapter 3, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for more insights on leadership that you won't find anywhere else. Chapter 3. Vision Beyond the Horizon. The Art of Future Casting. One of the most essential qualities of a great leader is the ability to see beyond the present. Great leaders don't just focus on today's problems, they focus on the future. They can look ahead and imagine what could be. This, future casting, ability helps them create a compelling vision for their team and company. According to a study by McKinsey & Company, leaders with a clear vision inspire 70% more engagement from their employees. A visionary leader doesn't just dream, they plan. They translate their vision into actionable goals and a roadmap that others can follow. Elon Musk is a perfect example of this. Musk's vision of a sustainable future with electric cars and space travel has driven him to build companies like Tesla and SpaceX. His bold goals push his teams to innovate in ways that seem impossible. But vision isn't just about having big ideas, it's about being able to communicate those ideas in a way that excites others. Great leaders use storytelling to bring their vision to life. They make it personal, connecting it to their team's values and aspirations. A study by the Center for Creative Leadership found that leaders who can tell a compelling story about the future increase their team's performance by 35%. Another important strategy is to encourage collaboration. Great leaders involve their teams in shaping the vision. They know that the best ideas come from diverse perspectives, and they actively seek input from everyone. This inclusive approach not only strengthens the vision but also increases buy-in from the team. If you want to be a visionary leader, start by imagining where you want your team or organization to be in the next 3-5 years. Then, break that down into smaller, actionable steps. Communicate your vision clearly and often. The more you share it, the more your team will buy into it and work toward making it a reality. Want more tips on how to become a visionary leader? Be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for the next chapters. Chapter 4. Failure is not a roadblock. The leadership power of bouncing back. One of the most powerful leadership qualities is the ability to bounce back from failure. Every leader faces setbacks, but it's how they respond to them that defines their greatness. Failure isn't something to fear, it's an opportunity to grow. In fact, some of the world's greatest leaders experienced major failures before achieving success. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Yet, he famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 1,000 ways that won't work." Resilience is a key factor in overcoming failure. Great leaders embrace failure as part of the process. They don't dwell on mistakes or let them stop progress. Instead, they use them as stepping stones to improve. A study from the University of Pennsylvania found that resilient leaders are 60% more likely to inspire confidence and loyalty from their teams. But it's not just about bouncing back. Great leaders also create an environment where failure is accepted. They encourage their teams to take risks and fail forward. Google's famous 20% time, where employees are encouraged to spend 20% of their time working on personal projects, led to innovations like Gmail and Google News. This approach fosters a culture where failure is seen as a learning tool, not a setback. To cultivate this resilience, focus on reframing failure. When something goes wrong, look for lessons rather than blaming others. Ask yourself what you can learn from the experience and how you can apply that knowledge moving forward. This mindset shift turns every failure into a valuable lesson and a building block for future success. As a leader, it's also important to model resilience for your team. Show them that setbacks don't define success, they're part of the journey. The more you demonstrate the ability to bounce back, the more your team will adopt this mindset. When your team sees you stay calm, positive, and determined after a failure, they'll be inspired to do the same. Chapter 5. The Quiet Influence. Leading without a title. Leadership isn't about a title, it's about influence. Many great leaders rise to the top not because of their official position, but because of the quiet, powerful influence they wield. A great example of this is Oprah Winfrey. Despite not holding a formal position of power in many of her endeavors, Oprah's influence over people is undeniable. She has inspired millions through her ability to lead with empathy, wisdom, and authenticity. Leading without a title means using influence to inspire others without the need for authority. This is something we see in great mentors and peer leaders. In fact, research from the Center for Creative Leadership shows that 75% of leadership development occurs outside of formal authority positions. Leaders who lead by example, offer support, and guide others quietly can make a huge impact. The power of leading without a title is that it's rooted in relationships. People are more likely to follow someone they trust and respect, rather than someone who simply holds a position of power. This is where emotional intelligence, EQ, comes in. Leaders with high EQ understand the emotions and needs of their team, allowing them to connect deeply and motivate others without using force or titles. A great strategy for leading without a title is to focus on empowering others. Help your team members grow by sharing knowledge, offering support, and encouraging their development. By lifting others up, you create a culture of collaboration and trust. Your influence grows naturally as people see you as a source of guidance and inspiration. Leaders without titles also demonstrate humility. They are quick to give credit to others and never take sole ownership of success. This humility builds respect and fosters a sense of community. As a leader, remember that your actions speak louder than your title. If you consistently demonstrate value and respect for others, your influence will grow exponentially. Chapter 6. Authentic Leadership. Leading with your true self. Authenticity is at the heart of great leadership. The best leaders don't try to be someone they're not, they lead with their true selves. When leaders are authentic, they build trust, foster loyalty, and create an environment where people feel comfortable being themselves. This sense of trust is essential for any team's success. In fact, research from the Harvard Business Review shows that 58% of employees trust their leaders more when they believe the leader is authentic. Authentic leadership fosters transparency, which allows teams to communicate openly and collaborate effectively. When leaders show vulnerability and honesty, it humanizes them, making it easier for their teams to relate. One of the strategies for authentic leadership is being transparent about your values and beliefs. Leaders should be clear about what they stand for and why it matters. This helps create a sense of purpose within the team. A leader who lives by their values creates a culture where everyone feels empowered to do the same. Another key aspect of authentic leadership is consistency. Leaders should act in alignment with their values, whether in good times or bad. If you consistently make decisions based on integrity, your team will trust that you'll act in their best interest, even when things get tough. Consistency creates stability, which is essential for fostering long-term success. Being an authentic leader also means admitting when you don't have all the answers. Great leaders aren't afraid to say, "I don't know." This openness encourages team members to contribute their ideas and solutions. It creates a collaborative environment where everyone feels their voice is heard. To become an authentic leader, start by reflecting on your core values and ensuring that your actions align with them. Be open with your team about your strengths and weaknesses, and encourage them to do the same. When you lead with authenticity, you create a foundation of trust and respect that can carry you through any challenge. Thank you for watching. If you found these strategies useful, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for more tips on how to become the kind of leader everyone admires.